Hello, Dead Battery here, and thank you for joining me on my channel. So today's video, I'm going to not do a trash find. I'm going to do a modification on one of the game systems that I already own. This is my Gamecube. It's the Spice Orange one. It's a Japanese edition, and I was really excited when I was able to buy this one. I got this one on a Japanese auction site, and it came complete with both the controllers and then this Game Boy Advanced adapter at the bottom, so you can also play your Game Boy Advance games, and it came with a disc that you have to use to play everything. So the modification I'm going to do is you can actually get inside of it, put a switch in it that will let you switch between playing American games and Japanese games. So to do this modification, you really do have to get all the way into the GameCube. You have to take every part off. After you take the fan off and the side panels, you can go around and take all the screws off the edge. And once you do that, you can take the whole top off. The heatsink is held down by pads, so you need to use some kind of hot air to heat it up and to get the whole heatsink off. The switch modification on the back of it seemed really easy. I'd watched a couple videos on it. I was confident I could do it. I did run into some difficulties and I had to tape this at 2 different times. This area here is where you have to solder on some wires. In the videos I saw, this area looked a lot larger than it is right now. I don't know how to explain it, but it is so tiny. I was not expecting that, and I think this is where I ran into a lot of issues. At this point, I did stop recording. I was getting extremely frustrated with this because I really thought this was something I was going to be able to do, and I was failing miserably at it. I did not want to ruin a piece of equipment that was kind of rare on its own. You don't find the Spice Orange system as often, and you also don't find it complete. I bought one of these, and this is great for getting really close at things. I know a couple people use it that I watch on YouTube, hence why I bought it. I guess I got used to looking through my microscope, which isn't a fancy one, but it gets me to the areas that I need to see. Another problem I ran into, and I don't have a lot of experience in, is figuring out what gauge wire you need to get for these type of projects. In the end, I did end up pulling off one of the other capacitors. I felt like I was gonna cry, but I didn't want to cry. I kind of like calmed down for a second. I packed everything up. I cleaned everything. I put everything away. I think about a week later, I decided I'm gonna try this again because I can't just have our broken Gamecube sitting around. So I bought another Gamecube that was broke and marked as junk for not being able to read discs. So this is a Gamecube that I bought. It was a silver one. As I mentioned, it didn't read disc. I honestly did not test it. Found some wires I had for a different modification. I was able to successfully connect both the wires, but they were really wobbly and I felt like I was going to pull up a trace, and I did not want to do that because I was not going to ruin this. So I got some of my solder mask out and I attempted to cover the area with that, but then it turned out the only UV flashlight I had was not working. So I had to wait around for about 3 hours. My closet here has UV lights in it, so I had to place it in there and kind of tape down one of the light strips to it to hold the light over it. The only other thing I had to do was put the wires in the correct area where it wouldn't interfere with anything else. And unfortunately, I did have to trim the case a little bit for the switch area, but it wasn't a lot. Now that everything is back together, I can test it on my TV that I have for these purposes. It's a little crown TV. I love it. So at this point, all I need to do is turn it off, flip the switch, and turn it back on, and we should get English. I cannot tell you how excited I was about this. Internally, I was screaming. I was so excited that this worked. I pretty much told anybody that I could tell. I told my husband, I told my coworkers on our little chat. I told one of my friends that also does this kind of stuff. I was just excited that this modification worked. To me, this was the first time I'd done something this difficult. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.